Welcome, my journey doers. Welcome to Journey to I Do, Relationship, The Wait. And in this episode, I want us to be real, because I'm sure with the episodes past where I was talking about relationships, you were probably listening but going, yeah, magic, we hear you, yeah, right, this is all theory. Like, I can't tangibly identify or be in a position where I can receive this because you just don't understand, or it's easier said than done. I trust you, me, I believe you, because I feel the same way too. I sometimes have days where I'm like, the single thing and the waiting thing is so hard. I have days where I'm just like, what am I waiting for? Why not just date? Because where's this husband? And when he comes, how will I know it's him? And how will I know that of all the guys I've met, this is the one I must now commit to? Because I'm kind of scared of commitment. I say I want marriage, but I deep inside I know, I fear, can I really be with one person my whole life? And that comes from my own experience that I've never even been in this long-term relationship where someone can say, I dated someone for a year or 2 years or 3 years. With mine, it's always months. And I'm just like, how will I get from months to forever? Is it even possible? And how do I wait? How do I do this process? There are books, there are pastors who talk about their own waiting experience. And I'm about to talk about my own definition of the wait, which led to this ring. But let me first give background. I grew up in a church. No, my parents weren't pastors, but I got saved, and when I got saved, I got so immensely in love with God that at the time the guy I was dating, I was just like, no, God is a jealous God, I cannot even date you. At the time, we were not even doing anything sexual because I was still young, but then I was like, even just us touching or kissing is wrong, I cannot do this, and I broke up with that guy. And then from there, I told myself, you know what, girl, we're gonna wait for marriage. But that wait also involved me dating. I was just not being sexually active with those people. And that went on until I was like, okay, ideally I wanted to be married at 23. Okay, got to varsity, 21, I'm like, okay. 22, I'm like, okay. I'm dating the same way of why some people are not affectionate. Remember, I talked about how people are not perfect and how you'll have to teach. You need to learn those things, because if you think the way you love is the way your partner will love you, already you're gonna hold people to expectations that cannot be met, because people speak differently. And just because he's not saying the words you wanna hear, it doesn't mean he doesn't love you. Maybe he's showing you with actions, because he always comes through for you when you need him to. Just because he doesn't affirm you and tell you every day how beautiful you are, he probably does it by not being ashamed of you, in a sense that he introduces you to his friends. Not to say if you desire those things you don't tell him, but you first acknowledge, my person is not this type of person, so I need to basically teach him that, okay babe, I know that you think I know, or I know that you love me, but please tell me you love me. But babe, I would love to be able to hold your hand when we're walking down the road or whatever. He might say no, because maybe it's not him, or eventually in the long run he might learn. But it means then you accept that as a teacher you need to be patient, and as a learner, some learners take longer on certain things because not everything comes easily for everyone, right? So you remember the 3: accountability, watch what you watch what you read, or start reading things that will build you up in understanding why the wait is important. And fourth but not least, pray, because it took you time. You were involved, or you were back into that, or you were involved in that space of being sexually active for maybe not just a year, you know how long. We don't need to go into the numbers. However, it's gonna take time to also pull back and be in a place where you're like, feelings, I have feelings, wantings, I have wanting, but I don't have a husband. The same way someone who's like, I would like to be in a car, my own car, but I haven't bought a car yet, so I'll take a taxi. It's painful now, but you know you're working towards getting your car. For me, the wait is like a pregnancy period. you conceive, the baby doesn't just come. The baby takes 9 months. And in those 9 months, you have to watch what you eat. You have to watch where you go. Have you seen how pregnant women are? They're very protective of their baby because you don't know who you are meeting. You don't know what this person's impact and just you having that hug can have on your kids. I don't want to go spiritual, but this goes deeper than just physical. Pregnant women have that instinct, and that's why they say a mother always knows best, and that's why a mother will always love their child, because in that preparation there's that bond that is created that nothing on earth can ever alter. So the wait is like that preparation. It's that pregnancy period where you are hoping for the best. You are hoping that you will have a safe delivery and your child will be perfect. The same way when you are waiting, you are hoping, Lord Jesus, wherever my husband is, he is also waiting. If not, he's not getting involved in situations that will lead to us having to deal with sicknesses, or him being a parent who is not a parent because he is not with this person anymore. I am talking about a generation, a woman who will stand and say, you know what, I might not have gotten it right the first time. I might fall. I might even sometimes be weak, but I'm gonna wait. Not because it makes me feel a certain type of way, but which it does. I have now chosen to wait because if I want something different, I need to be willing to do things differently. Don't listen to people who did it and got married and they're happy, or they got married and you think other people have done it before. I mean, why not? What they're not telling you is the consequences of not waiting. What they're not telling you is the fact that part of the reason their marriages are struggling is because they didn't learn discipline. A man who cheats did not start cheating when he got married. He didn't learn discipline before he. Meaning that if he got so used to being given anything that he wanted, if not from you, from someone else, or from both of you, he feels entitled. And discipline is something that comes with time and you work on it. The same way people go to gym and they work on their fitness every single day, that is discipline for you. You have to work on it every day, meaning you have to choose that I am choosing to be above my feelings, to be above my thoughts, because if my body starts controlling me, even if you get married, you will be tested. But if you never learn discipline, you can be a woman whom you claim you will never cheat or you will never sleep with anyone who is not your boyfriend. But tests will come. And if you have not mastered discipline, you will be tested. And that's why most marriages fail. Because we didn't learn to discipline this flesh when we were still single. And we walk into marriage with the same thoughts and the same behaviors, claiming we'll do it with one person. Until the test comes with someone more exciting, someone more appealing. All of a sudden, if there's anything that the devil constantly works against, it's marriage. So trust me, even that guy whom you think is not noticeable, he becomes noticeable after marriage. That is why a wife is called favor. He just becomes cleaner. I'm talking about the type of brother whom you and I are trying to find. He will be visible. And it will be mostly because your hand will be doing the cleaning and you'll be praying and ensuring that everything, he is favored, and wherever he goes, he has the authority because he is a leader, not only in the streets but at home first. So he will be noticed. So imagine a man alone, even though there's option 1, 2, 3, 10. If he is still saying, I have options, okay, let me just stick to one option. The discipline element has gone out of the window. Meaning, when he is married, he can still say, let me just do it once. Or she can still say, well, he's not doing this, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, he's not doing that. You know, the women who cheat, it's not because they want to or they have reasons, but the core of it is discipline. Waiting brings forth a discipline. You need it more in your marriage than you need it in your singleness. But it is not something that comes with a ring. It is not something that comes with a name change. You work on it. You go into a place where you're like, you know what? If I'm committing to this and I'm saying I will wait, first of all, God will honor my waiting. Because even when I pray about my husband, I don't have guilt. I'm not carrying a burden of, but I'm sleeping with someone who's not my husband. I'm not carrying the weight. Sometimes when you're living a certain way, you can't even pray. I don't know about you, but it has happened to me. Like I said, it's not like I woke up like this and I've always, no, honey. Trust me, that's why I understand that it's hard. But you can't even pray. You are at church, you're lifting your hands, but it's not the same. It's like the devil just comes in that moment and just be like, what are you doing last night? Yeah, why are you lifting your hands like you're all holy, holy? You can't even pray for your future husband because you are so entangled in these emotions, linking and attaching yourself to someone who is, you don't even know how long they're gonna be there for. And I always say, marriage, yes, is not a guarantee that things will stay a certain way. But marriage with two people who first of all say, you know what, I'm gonna honor God by myself, for myself, not because I'm trying to impress anyone, not because I'm trying to get myself the best husband, because you can still wait, and if you at the end you fall, you can still end up with a very sad story and people will mock you and be like, why were you even waiting? So it's about taking the full journey. And I trust you, me even disclosing this, I'm skeptical too, because I'm just like, but Kuti, you're announcing this. This means now you are putting yourself not only on your own expectation, commitment levels when you took this decision, but now I have to leave it out. I have to, because I can't speak things that I am not doing myself, because then I will be speaking, but I will not be feeling it. I will not be able to express it because I will be lying. So again, the weight is not a bad thing. I mean, I was listening to, I don't know if you know this lady, Yvonne Oji. People say we look alike. I don't know. I kind of like her because her acting is great, and she's dope, man, and she's a boss. She's been waiting, and this lady's over her 30s, and she has never done it. And now I'm seeing her in a relationship with a guy who is after God's heart, and she looks like she's happy. And I will say looks because I don't know, I'm not involved. But sometimes there's something about the glory. You can't fake it. No amount of blush or glow or glitter can give you the glory of knowing that you're doing your things right. Imagine a marriage that is not just beautiful on the wedding day where everyone is clapping, but knowing in your heart and your holy of holies that I didn't touch this man, and I am going in this committing now. After committing to waiting, I'm now committing to serving him. And I think it is especially important for someone like me who is scared of commitment, because if I can fully commit to this and be disciplined enough to be like, you know what, I made this decision, so I'm going to stick to it, God can honor that. And God can give me some form of ability to do the long required patience which is required in marriage. Because if you are not disciplined enough to tell your body no, and you think when you're married all these temptations will disappear, because that's the thing, we think marriage changes things or marriage changes people. Marriage is just an event. Well, the wedding day is just an event, and a marriage is an everyday commitment where even when you don't feel like liking, you don't like this person, or they piss you off, or they're disrespectful, or they're doing something you don't like, you still have to wake up to that face because you would have made a choice. And why not now learn the hard parts of some choices? Because the decision to wait is hard. And it is tough, and on Fridays you wanna go out and you wanna do the most. If anything, I think the worst days is a Friday for some reason. Like, yeah, thank God it's Friday, and then because you are now in a constant, you're now in a panic of what am I gonna do? Who can I chill with today? No. That's my personal experience. What I now do, I read my book, or I have a girlfriend come visit me, or I go visit a girlfriend so that I'm not alone. Because I will not lie, at this age, we long for company, we long for attention, we long for companionship, but don't long for it in the arms of a man who has not honored you enough, or a woman who has not honored you enough, on whom you have not made the decision that they are the one. Because in the midst of all this lust and the emotions, even if it's the one you have decided you're going to marry, you will ignore certain things. You will be oblivious to certain visible things because you are in the emotions. You cannot see clearly. You cannot even hear yourself think. You cannot even hear the Holy Spirit in that situation because He is far from it. When God says He's a jealous God, and when God says He cannot be associated with sin, we like choosing the kind of sins that we think God can understand. Well, we all sin. I mean, this is just my sin. And then we want a perfect marriage. Then on a day where you are now desperate, you pray and you're like, God, please give me a husband. But you're entangled in your own ways. Why is it that with relationships, we choose to put it in our own hands? Everything else, I can trust God. Oh, trust me, I can. With my job, I can pray. I can be like, you are my provider. You said you have a plan for my life. You said you will not put me to shame. You are a God who provided. I can give my career to God and I will trust Him for a job. And even when He gives me the job, I will be like, thank God He did it. I can trust God for healing. I can trust God for this and that. I can trust Him for everything. But when it comes to relationships, we want to do it our own way. You want to find the guy yourself. You want to find a girlfriend yourself. And then say, God bless this union. And then you go and you say, that which God has joined, let no man part. And then you part. God did not join it. That saying, I feel like I've come to the realization that not everything was joined by God, so do not even put God in your drama, because just because you had a 1 minute moment where you're like, where a pastor said in front of God, from the get-go, did God unite this? Did God unite this? Were you open? Were you truthful? And even when you told the pastor who was counseling you, were you honest? And in your Holy of Holies, did you know that me and this man have not done anything? And when you are standing there in front of the altar, are you with a pure mind and a pure heart? It sounds like condemnation, right? Sounds like judging, right? Yeah, I know. Because I had to have these conversations with God, but like, Lord, you forgive me for everything else. Why can't you forgive if I do this? He will forgive you. He is a forgiving God. But the consequences will not go away. And they might not come back in a sexual way in your marriage. But some it does. You're having sex with your wife, but she doesn't please you because you are used to other things. Your husband, you're comparing him to I don't know who. Or if you're sleeping with the guy you're going to marry, somehow along the way, you guys just start living like siblings. He doesn't touch you. Maybe only when he's drunk or after he first beats you up and then he wants to touch you. Everything has consequences, guys. And the demons follow. They might not come back in the way you think. That's why even with blessings, when you give, you get a reward, but the reward might not come back. If you gave 10 rand, it doesn't mean that it will come back in 10 rand. It might come back as a favor of a connection. It might come back as a favor when you're walking to the store and something is on a discount. It comes back somehow. So if we're gonna go on a journey where I have said, or we are hoping for marriages that are more beautiful than the wedding day, and marriages that will break generational curses, marriages that will allow our children to grow up with the perception of the truth about marriage and not what this world is selling, this 2-cent marriage where we sign today because maybe we want papers, or we sign tomorrow because I don't know, I want you to buy me a car, or she is hot. Have you? My woman is hot. Do you know that there are men who have hot women, and that woman is cheating because that man does not touch her at all? They walk around parading, but deep inside they are crying. You don't want that marriage. And for you to not get yourself in that situation, you gotta sleep. Child, sleep. I'm saying it to myself. Child, sleep. Let God work in you. Let God bring forth your Eve and your Adam. Let God do it. And when He does it, because He will, because He honors those who trust Him and those who do what He instructs, Because like I said, with purpose, it's about following an instruction. And as I'm speaking to you, maybe you've never received this instruction and you've been going on about your business like I was going about my business, because it just came one day where this came on me and it became a process and a journey until I decided I'm gonna answer with a yes so that I get the marriage that I deserve and want, which my children will appreciate and which will break generational dysfunctions and will bring glory to God, and where I will wake up every day knowing I am with the right person, because first I worked on me being the right person. So thank you for tuning in to The Wait. And there's so many books out there that are written about the wait. Maybe you want a different perspective, or maybe you want to pray on it, or maybe you're not sure, or maybe you feel you're fine and you can continue. However this message comes across, I pray and I hope that the message behind it is not condemnation, but rather it is to inspire us that if we want things different, we gotta do things differently. And if you want something that is beautiful and painless, we probably need to take the pain now, because everything comes at a cost. And it might cost me now, but I will celebrate one day and it will all be worth it. Thank you for tuning in. And hey, who knows? The journey continues and there is so much more that I need to share with you. And as I'm having my own personal encounters and experiences, I will be sure to let you know. But please comment, ask me questions. I even have a Sisters in Waiting prayer group on WhatsApp. If you want to join that, you can let me know and we can walk this journey together. It is not something easy, but it is doable because the one who enables is capable. Thank you.